Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie is live now with how they found it. Mark?
DEA Atlanta deputy special agent in charge says this could have happened to any airline. The airline didn't do anything wrong. He says the bad guys here are whomever decided it was okay to have a huge amount of one of the deadliest drugs ever on the street in a suitcase on an airplane bound for Atlanta.
What could have happened if that suitcase somehow became damaged or opened in the cargo hold?
That amount of fentanyl in that confined space, it's very dangerous. It could have proved deadly, potentially.
Potentially brought down that airplane.
Potentially, yes.
A DEA deputy special agent in charge says a deadly cargo destined for Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport had enough suspected fentanyl powder to potentially kill millions had it not been intercepted.
We were talking potentially 31 pounds of fentanyl, powder fentanyl, that was headed to Atlanta, which equates to about 7 million lives that we saved, potentially.
Jay Chung says a TSA officer in Phoenix noticed something unusual in a bag and found 8 bricks of powder inside. DA Phoenix and Phoenix police responded, and it was determined the bricks were 8 kilos, almost 17 pounds of fentanyl mixed with xylazine. And authorities determined not only was the passenger to whom the bag belonged booked on a flight to Atlanta Thursday, but a second man was booked on the same reservation, and he was already in the air bound for Atlanta. A court document refers to Delta Flight 918.
When we received the information from our office in Phoenix, our agents responded to the airport.
The DEA's Chung says at Hartsfield-Jackson, Atlanta, DEA and FBI agents and Atlanta police were waiting for the second man when he deplaned.
More importantly, we're also able to identify his checked luggage, at which time a drug-sniffing canine alerted positive to the presence of narcotics in his bag.
Chung says the suitcase seized in Atlanta contained about 6 kilos, almost 13 pounds of powder that field tested positive for fentanyl, though a final determination will be made in a lab.
The fentanyl that were seized in Phoenix and this fentanyl bricks that were seized here, they all had the same markings, which was the Louis Vuitton markings, the LV. The markings and the color of fentanyl indicate the purity level of the fentanyl and the potency. And Louis Vuitton indicates that it's a high level or high purity fentanyl.
A note about that fentanyl xylazine mix, Chung says, was seized in Phoenix but bound for Atlanta.
It is a deadly combination because tranq or xylazine is an animal tranquilizer, and when it's mixed with fentanyl, the Narcan does not have the same effect of reversing the effects of opioids. Our investigation is ongoing. The 2 suspects are being prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Georgia.
And I was in contact this afternoon with U.S. Attorney Theodore Hertzberg. He said, quote, fentanyl traffickers are merchants of death whose business model is to profit from poisoning our community. In North Georgia, they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and they should expect to serve lengthy federal sentences without the possibility of parole. Reporting live at DEA Atlanta headquarters, this is Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
A good thing investigators intervened when they did. Mark Winnie, thank you.